Welcome back to the channel, you guys. So today we are going to do a quick spirited drive, as Topher would say. Shout out to you, Topher, for the inspiration. We're gonna rip Angeles Crest Highway. It's my favorite local highway here in Southern California, located in La Cañada, California. It's about 25 minutes from downtown LA. So hopefully it's not gonna be too busy. It is 5:42 right now, so traffic might be a little bit busy until we get to the Palmdale turnabout. But until then, we'll just do some nice cruising. Let's start off in normal mode. We're currently driving through the base of Angeles Crest Highway. I typically don't like to really rip it up here just because of all the cops that like to sit up behind these streets. They're pretty notorious for speed traps, looking for state refs, and anything from exhaust to window tint. Funny story, about a couple months ago, I was up here in the morning. It was Super Bowl Sunday. I was leading a pack of Civic Type Rs. There was RCF and a Supra, and I was going about 75 up this road when the speed limit is 45. The sheriff did clock me going 75, immediately pulled me over. I thought I was getting a reckless driving ticket because it was 30 miles per hour over. Fortunately, he did let me go off the speed, but did give me a window tint ticket, which was kind of crazy. I'll take a window tint ticket over a speeding ticket any day, but you know, the officer could just let me go, but instead just made me take off my front two window tints. These are 15%, so it's a little bit dark. At the time, I did not have my front windshield tint at all. Now it's 35%. So when I went to get the vehicle inspected by the LA County Sheriff's Office, it was funny because the ticket did not say what windows were obstructed or tinted. It just said obstructed view, and that was it. I pointed to the officer who was inspecting the vehicle that my windshield tint was removed, even though I never had anything done to it. So he inspected the windshield, and clearly, since it was not tinted at the time, signed it off. But as I was walking away, he was like, "I'm surprised the cop did not give you a side window tint ticket because these are awfully dark." And I kind of laughed and I said, "Yeah, me too," and was able to keep my front two window tints. Luckily, I just did not want to have to remove them and then immediately put them back on. So that was a nice little escape. Here we go towards the entrance of Angeles Crest Highway. I will say, be mindful of cyclists on weekends out here, especially in the morning. There are quite a bit of cyclists and motorcycles that ride up this canyon. Looks like they're selling some fruit over there. Interesting. I don't know if you guys can hear the blow-off valve. Every time I let go of the gas. Absolutely love the sound, never get tired of it. My intake setup is with HPS. I was fortunate enough to get sponsored by them. They did take my car for about 2 weeks to do some R&D testing, establish a prototype intake for this vehicle. It currently is not out yet because it still has to be state approved by the state of California for carbon emissions. But it is in the works, and just be patient for those of you guys who are wanting a TLX ASPEC 2.0 intake. Yeah, so typically I do not like coming on weekdays around this hour for this exact reason. There are a lot of people who are commuting home to Palmdale, but I was really craving a quick canyon run after work, so immediately got here. Traffic wasn't too bad, and I wanted to film some content for you guys, so here we are. Arguably, Angeles Crest Highway is one of the most famous and popular roads for car enthusiasts. I know Car and Driver and Road and Track like to test their cars up here for press release, There are also great views at the top of the mountain, which you'll see in a bit. Really good canyon roads for all types of driving, whether it's really technical pin hair turns or just straightaways for top speed. There's something for everyone here. That being said, I've seen plenty of accidents up here. People just get a little bit too crazy and carried away. So we have a rule: always respect the crest and just drive responsibly and try not to overtake and double lane. Obviously, to each their own. If you guys are really, you know, itching for a pass, then by all means, but just be safe. Too many people have crashed up here, so. I am currently running 275 30/20s Mission Pilot Sport for all seasons. Once these tires get worn down, I'll probably switch to the Mission Pilot Sport 4s to get really more of that performance tire out of those, and not just an all-season tire. Don't get me wrong, these are great, but they're not typically a performance tire. The original tire setup on the ASPEC is a 255 35 19, so jumping up quite a bit in the width for more grip and traction, and it's definitely noticeable, especially when you're chucking this car into corners. Yes, this car is quite heavy. I believe it's about 4,000 pounds. This is a front wheel drive variant, not the super handling all-wheel drive, which is something that I do regret not getting when I first purchased this car. There was no super handling all-wheel drive available at the local dealers. There were about 3-month wait list for Apex Blue, and I did trade in my 2019 TLX ASPEC and got a really good deal on this car, so I couldn't pass up on that. Had a lot of equity during COVID, so was pretty content at the time. But now that it's been about a year and a half, have 33,000 miles on it. Yes, I know, I drive a lot. I do come to the canyons quite a bit. It's been a really fun car, a great daily, but definitely not the performance car that I was looking for at the time. Yes, the Type S is the way to go if you're looking for something more sporty and more performance oriented. Handling's obviously much better. It still weighs around 4,100 pounds because of that super handling all-wheel drive and the V6, but you will get a lot more performance out of that vehicle. That being said, if any of you guys on YouTube or Instagram would like to purchase this vehicle, I'll consider it for a fair price, right? If you guys are located anywhere in Southern California, hit me up. My Instagram is apex.blue.tlx. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And DM me with any questions you guys have. I've been trying to be really active in the comments as well, in the DMs, answering all you guys' questions and giving you guys some tips and recommendations as well. It's about 71 degrees out right now, about to be 6 o'clock. Looking forward to the fall season, not gonna lie. Summer wasn't too bad, but I'm looking forward to that boost weather. Gotta go into my wardrobe, get some hoodies and some sweats. Favorite time of the year, to be honest. little bit busier than usual today. It is a Monday. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the video here and pick it up once we get to the opening of the Palmdale intersection, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So we just passed everyone going to the Palmdale exit. As you guys can tell, everyone's going left. We are gonna continue to go straight, go all the way down to basically where the skid pad is, right before Mount Wilson. So you guys are gonna see this kind of turnabout with some bathrooms, and you're just gonna keep going straight. Let's go ahead and put ourselves into sport transmission. Oh, I always despised this little ramp here. Ooh, always end up scraping. All right, let's have some fun. A little bit on the brakes here, a little bit of a dip. Full throttle, reach about 90 there. Gets a little more technical in this section here. A little bit of a horseshoe bend here. Power through the turn. On throttle. Hard on the brakes here. Another little horseshoe turn. Pretty sharp. Going about 50 on this one. Power through. Come on, 4-cylinder, let's go. It's a heavy boy. On brake, power through, and we have arrived at the skid pad, the famous skid pad. Right before Wilson. Not too many cars right now, but golden hour. Let the car cool down for a bit, and yeah, that was a thrill.